Grab your blankets and head outside. It's showtime in the night sky. One of the strongest meteor showers of the year, the Geminids, is taking center stage this weekend, dazzling sky watchers across the globe. Hello, everyone. I'm Catrice Nolan. We have everything you need to know about this amazing sight happening this weekend. Known for their golden yellow glow, the Geminids will peak Saturday night into early Sunday, and it's active until December 24th. NASA says under dark skies, you could spot up to 120 meteors per hour. That's 2 shooting stars a minute, and it will be the most impressive between midnight and 2 a.m. Meteorologist Julie Martin talks with an expert about this amazing stargazing event.
I'd like to bring in now Derek Pitts. He is the chief astronomer with the Franklin Institute to talk a little bit more about the Geminids and what we might expect this year. Thanks so much for being with us. What can you tell us about the light show we're about to see?
One of the coolest things about this is it's one of the most prolific showers of the year. And that means that a group of observers out observing under clear, dark skies might have the opportunity to see as many as 150 meteors per hour, far and away more than any other shower of the year.
And when is the peak expected?
The peak is expected on the night of December 13th into the morning of December 14th. So the later you go in the evening, the better your chances are of viewing more of the meteors, because late in the evening, the point that they seem to emanate from will be rising over in the east. So as we go later in the evening, that point rises higher in the sky, so you'll see more meteors. But if it just turns out that you can't be up very late at night or in the early morning hours of the 14th, if you go out as soon as the sky gets dark, looking toward the east, you're bound to see a few of these meteors.
And why does this occur?
This shower occurs because every year the Earth passes through the debris trail of a comet. Comet 3200 Phaeton, and the dust and debris that has melted out of the nucleus of the comet over time has been distributed along its orbital path. Every year, the Earth passes through that path of detritus around the same time, December 13th, 14th, and we see this meteor shower at that time.
The moon will be about 30% full. Will that impact the show at all?
It will. That means the skies won't be as dark as they could be, but at least it's only 30% and not 90% or 100%. So what you can expect is that the number of meteors that can be seen per hour might be less than the maximum. But you'll still see some without much difficulty, especially if you're looking away from the side of the sky where the moon is.
And where's the best place to view these?
The best place to view any meteor shower is somewhere where the skies are clear and dark, and that means away from bright city lights. You will always improve your chances of seeing the farther out you go away from those lights. And of course, the major thing is to make sure that you have a clear sky, no clouds. That will really help your chance of viewing these.
A lot of people consider the Geminids just one of the most exceptional shows of the year. Why do you think that is?
Well, the Geminid Meteor shower provides an opportunity to see many more meteors falling into the Earth's atmosphere than any other shower. So that improves the chances that someone will actually see something. And I think this is really the big thing about viewing a meteor shower like this one, is that when people go outside to look at some sort of astronomical phenomena, they actually want to see something. And so a meteor shower provides that opportunity, and this is a situation in which you have objects falling into the Earth's atmosphere, streaking through the atmosphere, even looking like they're coming right at you. So that provides a different kind of interactive experience because it looks like it's really for us, coming right at us. And meteors, of course, are always fun to see because occasionally you might see one that's either very quick or one that's very bright. And that would be a meteor that has fallen very far down into the Earth's atmosphere. And so that provides an additional level of excitement. But since we don't know when and if that will occur, it's by chance, well, that sort of enhances the experience by making it anticipatory of some event that might be really fun to see.
Is there any chance that any of these meteors could reach the Earth's surface?
The likelihood that any of these meteors might reach the Earth's surface is not very high. The meteors typically are about the size of sand grains, and they're falling into the Earth's atmosphere fairly high up, 40 miles up. So this means that there isn't very much opportunity to resist the intense heating that's caused by the Earth's atmosphere or the shock waves or anything like that, such that any large size pieces might reach the surface. Now, let's be clear, there will be meteoritic dust that falls down onto the surface of the Earth. That's happening all the time, in fact, and there will be some of the dust from these particular meteors. But to identify a specific object that's reached the surface of the Earth from this shower, not very likely.
And you don't need a telescope to view this.
That's another cool aspect about this. No telescope is needed for this. All you need is a dark sky, your own eyes looking up. You might give yourself an opportunity to adjust to the darkness by, waiting. You're outside for 30 or 40 minutes before your eyes fully adjust. And the other thing that will really enhance this is if you go with a group of people. First of all, it's always more fun to be with a group of people. But if you have more people, you also have viewing angles in many different directions. So a larger group will possibly see more activity.
Sounds fun. Derek Pitts, Chief Astronomer with the Franklin Institute. Thank you so much. Looking forward to it.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
While you can catch the occasional shooting star any night of the year, the Geminids are basically the Super Bowl of meteor showers. Meteorologist Chris Mulcahy separates fact from fiction when it comes to the Geminids.
NASA calls this one of the best, if not most reliable meteor shower of the year. Here's what to know about the Geminid Meteor shower in 2025. Meteor showers get their name from the constellation in which they radiate from. The Geminid meteor shower has a radiant from the constellation Gemini. The reason why we see this meteor shower is because as the Earth revolves around the sun, it passes annually through the leftover dust and debris from this asteroid, which is 3 miles wide. As those chunks of debris enter the Earth's atmosphere, they vaporize, creating these shows of streaking light. Quick lesson to clear up some confusion. A meteor is what's seen burning up in the atmosphere. Before it enters, it's called a meteoroid, and if it reaches the ground, it's a meteorite. Okay, back to the best show of the year. The Geminids typically happen between December 4th and the 17th, but will peak early morning on December 14th. The most active time should be around 2 a.m., but the radiant will rise up through the evening and set later in the morning. To view this meteor shower, start with finding Gemini, which is located right above Orion. So find Orion's belt, and you're looking at the right place. But you only need to start here. Look throughout the sky after that. A lot of times the moon can alter a meteor shower view, but not this year. The waning crescent moon doesn't rise up until 2:30 a.m., so after the peak, on the morning of the 14th, and it's only 30% illuminated. The Geminids are bright, so realistically you'll be able to see multiple per hour, but you see even more if you're away from city lights. Happy wishes, everyone. I'm meteorologist Chris Mulcahy.
If you missed the Geminids, there's one more meteor shower happening in December, so don't worry, though it's not nearly as impressive. The Ursids peaks on December 22nd. It's in Ursa Minor. That's where it gets its name from. This one will be near the North Star, so look north towards the Little Dipper. Coming up next, space particles on Earth. One teacher shows us how it's happening. We've been talking about the Geminids, one of the best meteor showers of the year that's peaking this weekend. But meteors are raining down all the time. Many can hardly be seen with the naked eye. As David Goldford found out, these specks may tell us more about the world than those big, bright meteors we see across the sky.
A clear night sky is a Maine specialty.
Can you see?
While we ponder what's out there, a lot more material from space falls to Earth than you might realize.
If you look, that's magnetic. That is a meteorite.
John Wallace is a retired science teacher and a NASA ambassador. He's always loved space, but since 2017, John's been getting his hands dirty on Maine rooftops as one of the first people in the world to prove that micrometeorites fall all around us.
They're tiny, okay? And so you might be wondering, why bother?
Wallace says these specks can tell us a whole lot about what the universe is made of.
Focus that just a tiny bit better.
In fact, their size makes them more special than larger rocks because micrometeorites take so much time and effort to get here from the edges of space.
They're so small and there's things slowing them down. So it takes something like 10,000 years to make it through that path. And so as the Earth goes by, eventually we're going to hit that cloud of micrometeorites or whatever, and we pick them up. And so the micrometeorites give a much better measure of what's actually out there. And one of the cool things is we found that things that we've never seen in a meteor before.
They are hard to find, with most being 200 microns across.
In this range.
2 times wider than a strand of hair, but they are abundant.
Here's a chart by size, and you see this giant peak. That's all the tiny stuff, the micrometeorites. 100 tons a day of micrometeorites hits the atmosphere.
100 tons per day spread across our planet. There's no way of knowing how much of that makes it to the ground, and so John spends his summer days searching. Flat vinyl roofs deliver the best results, but he's willing to expand his search.
I've done gutters, yeah. I mean, if it's a metal roof with a gutter, oh my gosh, that's like pay dirt.
Since his first find in 2018, John said he's collected and studied nearly 400 individual micrometeorites hidden in plain sight.
So you're finding things that no one has ever seen before,
Yep.
but hundreds of thousands of people have driven by
or
and walked by.
Or might even be on their sweatshirt at this moment, and you wouldn't even know it.
He's brought this research to audiences around the state. Last month, John set up an exhibit here at the Maine Mineral and Gem Museum in Bethel.
Tourmaline reigns supreme.
Home to an awe-inspiring collection of rare items found underground.
That looks to me like it has a curse associated with it. You know?
And some collected from the sky.
See, I'm a terrestrial rock guy. I like rocks that are from Earth, although these meteorites are very interesting in many different ways.
Museum curator Miles Felch prefers rare specimen, glinting and technicolored, pulled from our ground. Many of these found right here in Maine. But the museum has a room dedicated to the extraterrestrial.
They weigh a lot.
And even Felch appreciates their backstory.
You can't get to the Earth's core, but you can have meteorites from planets that once existed that then have broken up. That material has then landed on the surface of our Earth as a meteorite. For me, that's one of the most interesting things, is that you get to see the core of planets that no longer exist.
With such wonders to discover, Wallace will spend the winter inside, sifting through billions of particles in buckets in search of more tiny rocks that might give a glimpse at the beginning of the universe.
That will do it for us. If you're heading out to watch the Geminid Meteor shower this weekend, remember to bundle up, get those snacks, and head away from city lights to get a good show. I'm Catrice Nolan. We'll see you next time.